And we're back for terrific Terry Thursday, trifecta Terry Thursday. It's amazing how fast 24 or 23 hours goes by. And we're back at Gulfstream Park. Kind of a mixed bag yesterday. At one trifecta, I missed the pick 6 by my next pick in line. I wish I would have had that. It would have been $900. Terry's best bet finished across the finish line first. So it worked out all right. So hopefully today we can piece it all together and not miss by one horse on a $1,000 pick 6 and see if we can do that again. I know the jackpot is even bigger today. Before we get cracking, though, today we got some free picks over at Mahoning Valley. There is a link in the description wherever you're watching. Make sure wherever you're watching, you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitter or X right now, hit the retweet button. So anybody who seeks our horse racing content or any horse racing content and picks for that matter, they can tune in too. All right, Terry. Well, today it is Gulfstream Park for day 2 of the championship meet for this week. Anyway, what's race 1 going to kick off with?
Well, we're going to go on the turf at 5 furlongs today to start with, and it's a purse of $94,000 for maidens, fillies, and 3-year-olds.
Yes, and on that 5 furlong turf affair, the kind of horse that usually gets the job done, boy, has some speed. Giddy up and go, goes gate to wire, 4 out of 10 spots. There is a rail bonus for Sofia Paola, almost fair from 2 and out. Terry, we do 1,000 simulations to see who has the best chance to get the lead. We did mention speed should be very important in this race. And then based upon our projected pace, we isolate out the horse's best performances and see how likely today's race will match their top efforts. We call that C-zone or comfort zone. Terry, who's got the best chance to set the tone when this one gets going?
Well, that 5 shows the most speed, followed up by the 6. That 5 should get to that quarter pole first if it gets out of the gate. The 5 has an overlay from 8 to 1 to 30 to 1. Nice one. The 6 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 4 to 1. The 9 has an overlay from 8 to 1 to 30 to 1. And the 10 has an overlay from 18 to 1 to 20 to 1. All but the 8 show par plus numbers. And 8, 9, and 10 have the best C-zones.
So look at this 9 horse, Alia's Faith, with a 60% Q30 rating. Now that means it has 60% of the clearing points. Usually those horses are ones you can bet indiscriminately, according to James Quinn, because they return a positive ROI. In case you're wondering what all this par plus means, Brisnet puts out a speed figure for the average winner, 81. In our 1,000 simulations, 171 times Sofia Parola in the simulated for a first-time starter gets that job done. Here you can see the 1, 4, and 11. They are making their debut. So far, the 2, 5, and 8, not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. The 9 horse, well, that one was the most forward of the bunch. He's a pressure horse. Really no true leaders in here. 6, 7, and 10 have closed. Usually these races are won with everybody towards the back with some early pace. Does look like Cameo, the 5 horse, and Starship Impulsive have the most early speed. They're both about a length quicker than everybody else, maybe a little bit faster than that even. Looks like at the end of the race, Starship Impulsive also has the most late speed, Terry. That means that horse is your top total pace horse, 13 points clear of the next closest experienced horse. So maybe the 6 and a couple first-time starters. How did you start us?
Well, I start with the 7. Striver ran second in her last race. She has the highest percentage winning trainer who wins 32% of the starts in the horse's second grass race with this trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey, and Lasix is added. Then I'm using that 6 as my second choice, Starship Impulsive, the speed burner. She finished 4th in her debut race. She switches to high percentage winning jockey. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters, and they added Lasix today. And then the 2 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. My long shot is the 11, Barbara Joan. She is a first-time starter whose breeding suits today's sprint distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a good 4 furlong workout January 8th. No additional bets for me here.
I will begin the day with the 6 horse in there with that 13-point total pace advantage with a 13-point last race speed figure advantage too. All these others are going to have to come up, or this one's going to have to come way down. So far, the only horse that's been able to hit par and done so 2 times. Barbara Joan is the top-rated first-time starter with a back bullet workout. number 7, Striver. If this one improves, typical second race improvement would be enough to score the win here. And then Sofia Paola. It's another first-time starter in here, Terry. The last 5 furlong workout before making its debut today was a nice 59.2 seconds. I'm gonna part with 12 of my $100 Benny in the bets budget, and I'm gonna do a 50-cent trifecta box in the open here with the 6, the 11, the 7, and the 1 as they make their way across the Tapeta course onto the graphs course to load up for race number 1 today. If you're looking for some value, Terry, it looks like, well, the 5 horse is going to offer value no matter what. And then went at 8-1 with some early speed. Heck, right now it's 54-1. If that one won, you'd get over $100. You have the 6 horse at 3-2. That one's right now 5-2. So you're getting about twice what you should on that one. So you got another 30-1 shot down here with the 9. It's 26-1. And that's it for your value in here in a maiden race to get the stay started. All right. They're starting to load in the gates before they finish up. When the show is over, you can go over to horseracingtoday.net. Right on the homepage here, you'll see a link. We will recap all of our comments in here along with a replay of the show. Whilst you're there, I've been reading, it's supposed to be like 3 degrees in Chicago next week and pretty cold all across the country. So you can get yourself a hoodie or something warm at Horse Racing Today's merchandise shop. You'll find that right there with the HRT gear link on the Horse Racing Today mothership. All right, just a few horses to go. And we will hear all from Pete. I'll hear Pete Aiello. Unfortunately, you cannot. We can't replay the show, although somehow I see people on YouTube replaying like stuff, and I don't know how they do it without the rights, because the minute we play something, I guarantee you we're going to get dinged with a hey, what are you guys doing type thing. You know what I'm saying, Terry?
Yeah.
Hello, Jose. Good morning from Venezuela. Of course, our good friend Typhoon follows up with us today. You got someone yesterday. Best bets already posted out there. Best bet, race number 9, the 2 horse. There you go. And then another best bet, number 6, Marlichuk. He's got 2 of them. Look out. All right. Well, got a ways to go for races number 8 and 9. Just a few seconds to go. Matter of fact, they're out of the gates, and they're off, and they are running. The 2 horse and the 11 horse have gotten out to somehow the 11 all the way from the outside cleared everything, Terry. That's a pretty good effort right there. The 6 horse in there as well. The 2 horse in between the 6 and the 11 right now could be a very tough trip for that one in there, especially if the 6 can get engaged. The 1 horse, the 4 horse, right now they're in 4th and 5th. They're trying to make their way into the picture. I don't know that my 6 horse is going to get there, but it does look like the 11 horse. It's got a pretty good shot to get there. The 6 horses try to dip down to the rail. Is he going to be on? The 2 horse is going to go by everybody. I don't know what's going on here. The 6 horse is wobbling all over the track. He ain't quite sure what he wants to do. Looks like it's going to go. I should have put the 2 in there instead of the 1, huh? It's going to go 11, 2, 6, 4, and then the 7, and then the 1. So the 7 kind of up the track. Should have just did the exacta, 11, 6. I would have been in there too. Oh, I think did the 2 horse get second? I don't know. I can't remember that far back. But the 11 horse, the first time starter, folks, and pretty soon we're going to be putting out our I'm just trying to really work on it. If anybody has any sense of how to do any of this kind of stuff. But you see here the 11 horse, Barbara Jones is a first time starter, 2.93 out of 3 points. That 2 horse could have made my selections as well in there. If you see that one, the second race potential speed number was enough to get above par. I think it was actually my 5th pick in there too. So it was really one of those races where a lot of different things could happen. Race number 1, number 2, finished second in there, Mr. Private Ross. Good to see you again. Terry, let's move off to race number 2, where we will have our first pick 4 of the day.
All right. So in this race 2, we're going to go stretch out to a mile 16th and change to the all-weather track. It's a claiming race, 12,500, purse 28,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, and on that Tapeta course to go $1.16 You got stalkers, be middle forward. Michael Jordan, 23% of the time they go gate to wire inside. Better than outside, Terry. So do we have any horses in here that have some inside 3-like speed?
Well, the 2 shows quite a bit of speed on the inside, followed up by that 1. So that 2 should get to that quarter pole first, unless it's get a terrible break. 2 has an overlay also of 6-5 to 7-2. The 3 has an overlay of 11-1 to 20-1, and the 5 has an overlay from 6-1 to 15-1. All but the 3 show par plus, and all of them show C zones, except for the 3.
Private Ross stepping in here saying he likes the 4 and the 2. Bone Monty and spicy guacamole. Everybody likes a little bit of spicy guacamole. I like it too when they give you the tortilla chips that have just a hint of salt. Well, not a hint of salt, but you can taste the salt. I think the combination is excellent. Look at the race shape for this one here, Terry. Again, we find nobody really wants to get to the lead. We saw the 11 pop out there and keep it all the way around the track. These 3 usually want to sit in the co-pilot seat. These 3 usually want to close. Again, under this scenario, I'm looking for a horse that can get forward, and there's Private Ross's 4-horse, Bon Madi. That one's going to be up on the front. Should get some competition from the inside horses, the 1 and the 2. They may make that one work kind of hard with that red late pace. Could be fake speed out there on that left arrow horse. Kilkenny, there's a great idea. Bella, that one has the most late speed. Spicy guacamole, Oya Thunder. Down in the Bayou, pretty similar late speed from these 4. Our top 3 total pace horses in here are the 2, the 1, and the 7. Terry, who is your choice in race 2?
Well, in race 2, I like the number 1, Down on the Bayou. She finished 3rd in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 4 as my second choice. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the starts in claiming races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey as well. Spicy Guacamole. The 2 is my 3rd choice, finished the money in 3 out of the last 4 races, winning one of those starts, drops in class today. Her best all-weather speed is the fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey as well. The 7 is my long shot, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and her best all-weather speed is fastest than the average winning speed. I'm going to play the first pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson, 1-2-4-7 with the 1-3-6-7 with the 5-7 with the 6-7-9. That's a $48 cost.
Yeah, I like the 1 horse Down in the Bayou, the top of my ticket too. Down in the Bayou, better all across the board with its race internals. That was the first start after a layup. This one closes, and it's going to go long for the first time today. Sometimes that can be a very good effort for a horse. Oya Thunder, this 7, top last race speed figure. That was 1, 2, 3, 4 points better than the next closest competitor. Also a horse that showed improvement from the beginning to the end in the first race off the sidelines. Going to take a small drop in class here. Spicy Guacamole. There's really not a lot of early speed in here, and this one could be the pace setter. And additionally has some of the most late speed too, so that one can go wire to wire. And then Bon Madi, our good friend, Private Ross. If the 2 doesn't get to the front, the 4 will. Could be on the lead at a distance. That fits so far for an in-the-money finish. 5 times with a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds. A 0 in the win column maybe makes that go today. If they can get to the front. That might get to the front and win Private Ross because I don't have it in my pick 4. I have 1, 2, 7, 1, 6, 5, 7, 8, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. That's a $45 ticket. And the one that killed my pick 6 yesterday, Terry, was the 4th pick, and it was a 4. I hope it doesn't do it again today. Yeah, that happened. Well, my pick 6 is coming up. Race number 3, Terry, that one's coming up next. So you're going to tell us what it's all about.
All right, we're going to shorten up to 6.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, purse $25,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
And on that dirt course at Hollandale, Florida, the kind of horse that wins 6.5 furlongs on that dirt is almost always speed. 30% go gate to wire. You have a very strong inside to outside bias, Terry. His choice could benefit from the rail. Will his choice benefit from some early speed as well?
Yeah, his choice shows the most speed in here. It should get out of there fine and get to that quarter pole. The 3 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 3 to 1. The 4 has an overlay from 8 to 1 to 15 to 1. And the 7 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. And then, let's see, 3 and 7 have par plus numbers. All but the 3 have C zones, and the 1 and the 6 have nice Q30s.
In the third race here, the 2 and the 5 are scratched, so they won't be in the race today. Folks besides Private Ross have to have some ideas that they like at the track today. Well, there's a whole bunch of tracks running. Santa Anita back, I think, from what I've read so far from all the fires in Southern California. Hopefully the recovery can begin. And then, of course, here in this spot here, Terry, as far as our race shape is concerned, we do have one that wants to be on the lead. That is his choice. We saw that in our simulations. The 6 wants to co-pilot. The 3 wants to close. The 4 and 7, so far, they're unsure what they want to do because they haven't sniffed the winner's circle. Early on, that 1 horse, his choice, is likely to be your pace setter, is the Lone E. The 6 horse is going to sit in that tactical second spot. Everybody else behind, well, that's the way the race shape shows too. As the race comes to a close, the 6 horse, One Special Act, does have enough late speed perhaps to catch that one. We'll see. It'll be close. Fashionable Kitty might be within 5 lengths today. Factor in the final there. And at the end, it does look like the 6 and the 1, they're 5 points better than the 4. 5 points equals 1 length. And then there's a big drop off from there, Terry. So maybe this is just between the 6 and the 1 and everybody else fighting for that win, play, show money.
That's how I kind of see it myself. The 6 first choice, One Special Act, finished third versus Tupper in her last race. Drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of the sprint races that he has a horse running in. The 1, his choice, second choice, ran second versus similar in her last race. She has the highest last speed rating and the rail post winning at a 23% clip. Sunny's Golden Lady, the 3 is my third choice, finished third versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 7, Burn It All, is my long shot, has a high percentage winning jockey, and blinkers are added today. No additional bets for me in this race.
I'm going to flip it around a little bit. I'm going to go with the 1. His choice. That is the Lone E horse. Very likely to be the pace setter in there, Terry. Q30 score of 38. The 6 is above 30 as well. Number 6, One Special Act. It is the biggest class dropper and likely to improve in round 2 off the sidelines. Sunny Golden Lady. That one's the 3 horse in there. Some better fractions despite going longer in its last. So cutting back in distance today could be useful. And then the 7 horse, it was a tough call for me. I almost should have went with the 4 horse because as Stephen Felder told us in 5 horse fields, you take the longest shot on the board. That's what all of the tournament players do. But I didn't. I'm going to go with Burn It All. Had a really kind of rough trip last time out. Gets a better trip. And quite frankly, aside from the 1 and the 6, and even those 2, doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot to beat in here. Race number 4 does start that pick 6, Terry. I think there's like $134,000 carryover. It's a jackpot. So I think with the jackpots, there can only be 1 winner, Terry. But in any case, what do they get if they win here?
Well, it's 5.5 furlongs, all weather. It's a claiming race, 8,000, and if they win, it's a purse of 23,000. They'll get a percentage of that, a large percentage of it, for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
5.5 furlongs on the synthetic to get that race, that much coveted third W. You're going to need some early speed, 38% to go wire to wire. Outside in is the best way to go. The rail is fair, but 2, 3, once you get to 2 and out, the farther you are from the rail off, the better off you are, Terry. So in race number 4, do we have anybody on the outside that can get going?
Yeah, we do. We have the 8 out there. It's got the most speed, but there's a lot of speed in here. All but the 6 has some speed. So I think the 8 will get there if that jockey gets it out of the gate cleanly. Now the 1 has an overlay 3 to 1 to 15 to 1. 2 has an overlay 11 to 1, 12 to 1, and the 5's overlay is 2 to 1 to 5 to 2. All but the 4 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones, and the 8 has a nice Q30.
Yeah, up above 30% again. So a lot of opportunity in here to find perhaps horses that can get forward and stay there. Our race shape tells us most of these horses want to be middle forward. The 1 horse, being a lone EP type, they're always dangerous, as is a lone pressure type. Let's see who will have the early pace advantage. It is the one horse that EP doesn't need it. This tight fit in here from everybody within 9 points of each other. So you get stuck wide, you get boxed in. Could be very difficult at the beginning. Warlord Cruise On. That one will be Cruise On, and at the end as the top late pace horse. Don't Answer will be in that mix too, but 5 should have a jump on it at the early part of the race. 5 also grades out as our top total pace horse, about 3/4 of a length better than Blue Spearman, Terry. But it is, again, another one of those races where all the way down to here, it's only 8-point difference from top to bottom there. Who's your top pick?
I like the 7 Zio Lorenzo. Ran 6 versus Tupper in his last race as the favorite. But this trainer has wins 21% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. He drops in class today, best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 5 Warlord Cruisin is my second choice, ran second versus Tupper in his last race, can handle the distance. And then number 8, Beginning Green Point, is my third choice, finished third versus Tupper in his last race, and he has the highest last speed figure at today's distance. And then I like as my long shot Blue Spearman. He likes Parks Racing, been in the money 50% of the time, winning 33% of the starts. And at today's distance, he's been in the money 50% of the time, winning 33% of those starts. No additional bets in here for me at this time.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with the 5 horse, Warlord Cruise On. That guy had 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row, adding up to the top last race speed figure. That one was at 8 points. 8 is enough, I hope, to get the win here. Did show some better early speed and better late speed last out. Beginning Green Point, that one could be the pace setter in this spot here, Terry, and really not many others, when you look at the past performances, really want to be or have been on the lead. A Q30 score and the top C zone said should be very comfortable if it gets out to the front. Zio Lorenzo, very consistent performer. It's not going to give up this race easily. All the others will have to perform to beat it. And then 4 Blue Spearman should be forward. Small drop in class may be enough to get the job done. Once again, I'm going to take a crack at that pick 6. I'm going to go with the 5-8, 3-4-7-8 with the 2-5, with the 2-3-4-9, with the 6, with the 2, 3, and 6. I think that's a touch under $39. I think it's like, 38.80, something like that, something along those lines. So hopefully today I did put the 4th pick in the right places where I needed 4 picks. The middle card race today of this 9-race card is the 5th, Terry. What are they doing here?
Well, we're going to go at a mile, and it's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $45,000, and it's for maidens 3-year-olds, Florida bred, or maiden claiming price of $50,000.
And at this race here, Gulfstream, race number 5, you like the 4 horse in there. That one is Game. Also available $50,000. They spent $50,000 to make this horse, and well, you can buy it for $50,000, and it's got some experience and some work in there. Looks like Roar of the Beast is the only one that's not in there for a price. Everybody else, you could buy, except for maybe, everybody else is available for sale. So that means maybe they have some aspirations for that 5 horse. So 1 mile dirt course. Good to note that it is a 1-turn mile. They act a little bit more like sprints. I think we see that play out in the profile of a winner, because you hit that first call first 29 times out of 100. You're going to also hit the finish line first. A little bit of a rail discount for no turno, so maybe 30-1 odds are fair. 4 through 7 is fair. 2 and 3 is the best place to be. 8 out, a little bit of a discount, Terry. So speed matters. Who has it?
The 3, since that 5 got scratched late, that 3 has the most speed, so it should get there first to that quarter pole. And the 3 also has the only overlay I see, 8-1 to 20-1. All but the 1, 4, and 7 have par plus, and all but the 4 show C zones, especially the 1.
Yeah, I forgot about that Roar of the Beast being scratched out. That was kind of a late scratch, if I remember correctly.
It was very late.
Here you have Lone E right there, Terry, with that 1 horse. Noturno, the 30-1, but the rail that we saw doesn't really work out. 4, 6, 7, and 9 so far. They want to close. The 3 and 8. They have not been within 5 lengths of the leaders. If you look at our early race, does look like the 3 horse and the 8 horse. Those 2 are going to get out there And that one horse might get to the front. Hey, there's that 4 horse. Pretty competitive start again. At the end of the race, we're looking at the 6 horse, Buzz Rocket. About a length and a half faster than all of the other closers in there, Terry. Your top total pace horse, the top 4 in here. The winner usually comes out of that group about 70% of the time. I feel like this race, you can pick a lot of different horses, maybe make a case for all of them. Make the case for your 4.
Okay, I like the 9 Mustang Bay, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and they added Lasix today. 7 Midnight Vengeance is the 7, my second choice, drops in class, has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 23% of the starts when using first-time Lasix and has a high percentage winning jockey. The 6 Buzz Rocket, third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, drops in class today, can improve while returning to dirt. And the 3 is my long shot. He's a daredevil. He had trouble in his debut race and finished 4th, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I'm going to begin with the 8 horse in here. It's funny. Our top picks, neither one of us have the other ones. I feel like this one had a pretty tough trip in its debut, Love Hate, and with second race improvement, could be enough to actually score at a price. That was a wide trip in its debut, so let's see if a little better trip is in mind today. Midnight Vengeance, you got Todd Pletcher, you got Irad Ortiz. Yeah, well, that combination in this race are standouts. Was the 3-2 favorite in its last, maybe flipping to dirt is the answer. He's a daredevil, that 3 horse, another price that we both have. This is another one with the second race improvement. Could be enough also, like the 8 horse, kind of a rough trip in its last. And then Gain, the 4 horse, might have the most untapped potential in the race. 3 races, if you look through the comments, all of them had some sort of issue. I don't know if it's a horse that finds trouble or trouble finds it, but let's see what happens if it can stay out of trouble today. I had $5 left when I went through all of my bets, Terry, so I went for one I thought I could get at a price. So I put $5 to win on the 8 horse. Not a ton of conviction there, Terry, but in this race, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. How long do we have to race number 2?
9 minutes.
Yeah, more like 15 down there. All right, race 6, Terry. This one begins the late pick 4. Tell us about the conditions to get that going.
Okay, in race 6, we're going to stretch out to mile in the 16th. It's going to be on the all-weather track. It's a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $37,000 purse. It's for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races or which have not won a race since July 16th.
It's been a bit since they won. To do it again on that mile and the 16th on the Tapeta surface, as we mentioned already, does favor stalkers. As I pointed out, MJ 23, that's the way to go wire to wire. Inside better than outside. Gary, I don't know if Mexican Sugar has the early speed to get that job done, but tell us who does.
Well, look here. They've all got some kind of speed. The 3 has the most speed, but I think it's an anyone's guess race. So I don't know who's going to get that quarter pole first. That 2 has an overlay from 3-2 to 2-1. It's only really overlay I see. And then all but the 3 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones. And the 3 has a really nice Q30 followed up by that 5.
You can get on the front. How many times have we seen horses that have the top chance to get to the front and robust C zone? That horse, look out, could steal this one up front. Let's see if that's how the race looks on paper. Another Loney right there. And look out, 2 has some versatility. So clearly Copper could keep the 3 to task. Everybody else wants to close. So when this race gets cooking, it does look like Royal Dame, the 5 horse. It's likely to be your pace setter, though. Love My Job could be in that mix as well. Looking as the race comes to a close. Don't mess with Tess, the closer, the top closer. But, man, that one's going to be all the way at the back with the other set of closers. Really not a big difference in any of that late race ability. Our top total pace horse is the 2 along with the 5. But, again, sans the 3 with that early speed edge. Everybody else is within 6 points. Any one of these horses probably has a good chance. And who knows, if this 3 can steal the lead with some good fractions, maybe it does too. Who's got the best chance in your view?
Well, I like the 5 Royal Dame. She won her only start at Gulfstream Park. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 22% of the claiming races he has a horse running in. Then I like the 2 Clearly Copper. She has won 2 races out of the last 4 races, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 7's my third choice, switches to a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and has a nice trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money 3 out of 3 starts, winning 2 of those and a second on the other one. And then Don't Mess with Tess, the 6, my long shot, likes Parks Racing, has been in the money 57% of the time, winning 29% of those races. And at today's distance, been in the money 62% of the time, winning 31% of the races. I'm going to play second and last pick 4. I'm going to use the 2-5 with the 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9, with the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7, and finish up with the 2, 3. That's a $50 cost.
I like the 5-horse Royal Dane, and then the 2. We have the same exact in there to get this one started off. Keep pressing the wrong damn buttons again. Royal Dane, the 5-horse, one that's only raced on all weather. Very likely for this horse to be better in the second start after layoff as our top par plus candidate. Clearly Copper ran on all weather 2 times, won them both. Some plenty of decent workout since its last race. Don't Mess with Tess. That one, Terry, probably the most consistent performer in this race. I'm going to go with that 3-horse. Love My Job is my long shot. 20-1 in there is the morning line. Almost really not a lot of speed. Again, most of these horses kind of want to hang back when the race gets started. If this one can get out on the front and do so on easy fractions, it could go all the way. And I put it into my pick 4 as well. 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 9 with the 6. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 to close my final pick 4 out. That one cost $45. I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow for 4 and Friday. Haven't heard from Tom, so I hope he's feeling better. I'm guessing because I have not heard from him. Perhaps he's not feeling better. But if we do a 4 and Friday, Terry, or if not, next Monday and Tuesday we'll do Parks. Next Wednesday and Thursday we will be at Gulfstream Park once again. Make sure you don't miss any of that. There's one appropriate thing that everybody can do pretty easily.
Yeah, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so they notify you about when the programs are coming up. Go down and copy that link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know so they can come and see what we're doing. And then go to our social sites such as TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and Facebook, and Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up or like. It really helps us out. And then keep these comments and picks coming, such as Private Ross has done today. And that helps us out too with algorithms. And we enjoy to see those. So
yeah, we love the banter back and forth for sure. Helps us. Any kind of interactivity. Another way you can interact with the show is when we're done in the description on YouTube. If you go where it says more, you open that up. You'll go down and you'll see we will timestamp every single race. At the bottom, you'll see a tile for race 1, race 2, race 3, race 4, all the way through race 9. So if you want to come back and see why Terry likes his best bet, I think he said it's race number 8. Come back and watch race number 9. All right. You can watch race 8 and 9 in that case then by just clicking on the tile. Well, we're not going to get to race 8 or 9 first. We're going to get to race 7. And then we'll talk probably about race number 2. So what's going on here?
Okay, in race 7, it's going to be 6 furlongs, claiming race $6,250 claiming price, and the purse $22,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
6 furlongs, dirt course. Better have some jets when the gates open. 39% of the time, the horse never sees the backside of another horse. Inside is better than outside, so maybe the Jimi Hendrix horse, Foxy Lady, has a shot, particularly as she has some early speed. Terry, will she kiss the sky and fly when the gates open?
Yeah, they all show some speed, but the 4 shows the most speed. I think if the 4 gets out of there and the jockey makes the right decisions, it should get to that quarter pole first. The 2 has an overlay from 3-2 to 4-1, and the 7 has an overlay from 11-1 to 15-1. All but the 5 and 8 have par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
Our race shape for the 7th spot here. A lot of speed in this one, Terry. Not surprising considering does favor early pace. These 3 right here, they're not any way, shape, or form dependent upon any running style. They're PC types. They can be forward, they can be in the middle, they can be in the back. They're going to wait to see how the race plays out early on and determine how fast they want to go. 2 and 8, we know they want to be patient and close. No Action and Firebird, those are the two fastest ones when the gates open. The 1 and the 6 might prove to be fake speed, Terry. We'll see. At the end of the race today, Dove in Charge, Miguel's Bell. Hey, that's our good friend Private Ross's top pick for this race in there. Foxy Lady and Bullock, they're going to be our top 4 late speed horses. They're also going to make up our top 4 total pace horses. Look at that group right there, Terry. They're neck and neck, but it's a big gap. 9 points back to Pharaoh's Baby Girl. This looks like it's some combination of 1, 2, 8, and 9. What's your combination?
Yeah, I like the 9, Dove in Charge. She ran second versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage win trainer and jockey and a bullet workout on September 14th. Madness, the 3 is my second choice, won her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 2, Miguel's Bell, is my third choice, has finished the money in 3 out of the last 4 races, winning one of those starts. Drops in class today. Your best start speed is faster than the average winning speed. And then Pharaoh's Baby Gal, 6 is my long shot. She won her last race at Gulfstream Park, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
So this 3-horse Madness came out last time out and just absolutely demolished the field. 6.5 length winner. Anytime you win by more than 1.5 lengths or 2 lengths, according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper, there's more than a 15% chance that you'll win the next race. So maybe one big race will be followed by another. Dove in Charge, that 9-horse, your top choice, Terry. Irad going to jump on that one today. Last time Irad rode, which was the last race too, so the second time for Irad, this horse improved from the beginning to the end. And Miguel's Bell, that 2-horse, that one, Fast Dirt and Distance are the best fits for her by far. You see it's also a great fit for the Par Plus and our simulation favorite. And then our Firebird, that 4-horse, should be forward today. Last time out, those fractions were just probably way too fast. Don't think she's going to see anything quite that quick here. So if it's a little bit slower, maybe a tick, a second slower, that one can maintain all the way to the finish line. So race number 2, Terry, it looks like they're about to get themselves into the gate and get going, right? Yes, they're crossing over the track again to head their way onto the all-weather. Before they race, again, free picks today. They'll be racing at Mahoning Valley if they're not already. You can get free picks at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. No, maybe not, because you can't reach that page right now. I don't know if that means my internet went out or something else went out. But in any case, free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Mahoning Valley. Just use the link in the description wherever you found us. As I mentioned before, it's going to be cold. And we're also going to put our picks over at Guaranteed Tips, horseracingtoday.net. There are links wherever you find us for that. And then when you're there, if you want to be a bit warmer in that 5-degree weather, plenty of opportunity for it to stay cold. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today hoodie, hat. You'll look fantastic, and you'll be warm with some fire drip, as they call it, the kids. You're looking for some value in this race, Terry. The 1-horse down in the Bayou. That one right now, my friend, that one's 9-2. We have it at 2-5. The Private Ross's 4-horse is the favorite at 9-5. I left that one off my pick 4 again. I said at that time, just single that one. Maybe that's the way to go. Any other value in this spot here? Really not much. All right. So it looks to me like the 1-horse is the value. The 4-horse is my pick 4 killer. And it is our good friend Private Ross's top selection in there. So hopefully, Private Ross, you're wrong. I'm right. But that's not how it usually works in these pick 4s when I get off to a slow start. They're all in the gates. They're all ready to go. Oh, no, we're just waiting for one. They tricked me with the camera angle there. Now they're all in the gates and ready to go. And they are off and they're running. The 2-horse got a really good start. Spicy Guacamole. To its outside is that 4-horse Bon Monty. Then you have the 1, the 5, and 7, and about a length behind that front running duo. And then all the way in the back of the pack is Kilkenny Baya. The 2-horse off on the front, Spicy Guacamole. Looks like it's a pretty easy lead so far. Doesn't look like the jockey in there at all, Edgar Zayas, is asking much out of that horse. The favorite in that shotgun position. They ran 24.5 seconds, really not all that fast. About a length behind the 4, you got the 1 and the 5. So down in the Bayou, and Lady O'Brien. Length behind that is the 7, and then the 3-horse Kilkenny Baya still at the back of the pack as they move their way down the backside. Really not much changing. Maybe the group getting a little bit tighter. Really kind of slow, 49.3 seconds. Really no excuse for the 2 or the 4 not to be involved in this race at the end. Pace really not setting up very well for a closer. Through the turn they go. The 4-horse is starting to test the 2-horse a bit, although the 2-horse jockey hasn't asked his horse to go. Be interesting to see which jockey asks his horse for more first. Does look like the 4-horse has been asked. Now the 2-horse is being asked. 4-horse looks like it's going to go around the 2-horse. So, of course, I said you could single that horse. Down the turn they come. They're heading for home. Hopefully this 7-horse, which looks like it's moving the best of the bunch, can find its way past the 4 so we can both have a pick 4 that's alive, Terry. And it does indeed look like that's going to be the case. It is going to go 7, then 4, then 2, and then 5, the 1-horse. Our top pick decided it wanted to take the day off, but fortunately, we had the foresight to put others in our pick 4. The 7-horse going off finally as the favorite at 9-5.
All right.
Wish the well, how can that one be the favorite when it says the 4 is 7-5? What kind of math is that from the folks in South Florida? I don't know. Race number 8 begins the late daily double. 2 races to go for you and me to close out this week, Terry. So let's get cooking with race number 8.
All right. Race 8 is a 1-mile race, an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $96,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won $20,000 once, other than a maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $25,000.
Again, we mentioned that a 1-turn mile. It's a route, but still acts a little bit more like a sprint. That is the case indeed at Gulfstream Park. Early speed, that's the best way to find the winner's circle. 29% of the time they win on the front, Terry. The best post positions are 2 and 3. So the Thor coming in from Chile, and the 3-horse there, Harton. That might have the best shot to go wire to wire. 4 through 7 are fair. 8 and out get a discount. Mentioned speed happens. If it's a 2 or 3-horse, Terry, they got a great shot. Looks like the 4-horse is getting that 3 spot, and maybe that's the one to chase down.
Yeah, the 4 and the 5 have the most speed, followed up by the 6, but that 4 and 5 can go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 9 to 2. The 3 has an overlay from, the 2 has an overlay from 9 to 2 to 20 to 1. The 3 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 9 to 2, and the 5 has an overlay from 14 to 1 to 20 to 1. All show par plus numbers, and all but the 2 show C zone, and the 5 has a 33% Q30.
God's timing. You can argue with that. Our race shape for the 2, 3, 4, and 6, they want to be out on the lead. Look at that 5-horse lone PC 7 lone closer. If this quartet goes too fast, look out for one of these 2. Their fingers are crossed for fast fractions. Does look like those 3 are pretty competitive up at the start right there, Terry. Who's the king? God's timing, the PC horse, going to be in that mix there, Terry. When they come down the stretch, they make their way home. Timeout. That one's a little bit quicker than Harton, the 2 closers, but really not a lot of difference between any of those horses as they make their way home. Top total pace horse in here is Timeout. It's about 3 points quicker than God's timing. Really, Who's the King is the only one that's not in that picture. Not quite sure what to make of the Chilean horse, Terry. What do you make of this race?
Well, I like the 6, Malachuk. He finished in the money in all of his 3 career races, winning the last start by more than 9 lengths, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 3, Harton, is my second choice, finished in the money in all 6 races. Out of the 8 race career, winning one of the starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Who's the King? The 4 is my third choice, drops in class today. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, switches to high percentage winning jockey. Number 7, Timeout, is my long shot. He finished in the money in 5 out of the last 7 races, winning one of those starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And I need to make a correction. I have a $10 daily double. It should be 6-2, not 8-2.
All right, that works. We changed it pretty quick there. I like the 6-horse Marashuk as well. That one, Terry, so far has improved in every race after its debut. So if that trend continues today, that top last race speed figure of 3 points, likely to be even better than that. And last time out, if you look at those fractions, they were really on the fast side. So this horse can run at a high level. God's timing. I find it odd that that one is 20-1, Terry. Stepping up in class, but only by about a half a length. The works are solid since this last race. And heck, when this runs one on the dirt, done so 3 times, won 2 of them. The 4-horse, Who's the King? That one raced last in the Pennsylvania Derby. That was a while ago, back in September. This one has a pretty strong resume. Last time the horse came off the bench, it won by 7 lengths. And then finally, I'm going to go with the 3-horse Heartened. This one's always been well bet. It either shows robust late speed or robust early speed, but never put the two together. If when he combines them, horse does have high-level stakes ability, but until that happens, I got it 4th in here. I think the 6-horse improves enough to continue up its target of a stakes race as well. 15 to win, 10 to place on the 6. Terry's hoping it wins and then follows up with the 2-horse. Speaking of picking horses for best bets, Terry, I've been working on a project over at my Twitter feed at HRT Rich. You find this. Yesterday, I at Turfway Park put out Frank's Heart, the 3-horse, in race number 2. It won, and now my $100 budget that I started with is $109, so 9% profitable, about a week. I will have another pick out there today, but because I have $9 profit, I get to spend $3 today. So I'll have a $3 win bet over at HRT Rich on Twitter. If you're not following me over there, you should. Off to race number 9 we go today. Terry, the final race for you and me. But before we do that, we'll be back tomorrow. Aside from following me on Twitter, where else should you follow what we do?
Well, you can go to at our YouTube channel here and subscribe to it. Go ahead and hit the little bell so you're notified about all the different programs that are coming up. Go down and copy that link and share it with all your friends and neighbors. They can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us thumbs up and likes. That helps us out a lot. And then keep those comments and picks coming during the show. We like to see them. They also help with the algorithms.
The final race of the day is going to go to the 3-horse, according to Private Ross. In the 8-horse, the 6 fix. Yes, indeed, we did fix that one. Thank you, Ramon. We appreciate that. Quality control and suggestions. I mean, a lot of stuff that we do on the show is at the request of folks who watch. So if you think there's something we can do to make the show better, let us know in the comment section. Let us know on any of our social sites. You can email me directly, gtsrich@gmail.com. So you can go about doing that as well. All right, final race of the day, Terry, 1 mile on the turf, as you mentioned. To get the grass, win at a mile on the turf. Stalkers, Peyton Manning, 18%, go wire to wire. It's a bit of a rail discount for Confer, 2 and 7, 2 through 7. They get a little bit of a bonus. And the 8 and out looks a lot like the 1. So you probably want a horse somewhere between 2 through 7, probably middle forward. Anybody here that can steal this one on the lead, Terry?
Yeah, that 2 has the most speed, and then 9 is the runner-up. They could go head-to-head, but I think the 2 is going to get out of there and get to that quarter pole first. The 5 has an overlay from 4-1 to 8-1. 6 has an overlay from 3-1 to 6-1, and the 8 has an overlay from 5-1 to 30-1. All but the 9 has par plus, and all of them show C zones, especially the 7 and the 9.
I would say in this race, Terry, could be important to get a good positioning in a mile. Well, 7 and 9 wanted before. That 2-horse Lone EP, Lone PC with the 8, those 2 Sesame Street horses, they're unlike any of the others. They're all these closers. So maybe get to the front at this mile, and you got a good shot to stay there. It looks like Avatar Hero, Center Stage, Covenant Lady, Good, Better, Best. All of these horses are really close to each other. Inside's probably preferable to outside. So the race comes down to the end. Sales Dream Girl, the PC horse, and then the 2-horse, Good, Better, Best. Again, horses with late speed. But again, only 4 points from here and only 8 points from there. So if they're bunched up at the beginning, they're likely to be bunched up at the end. And at the end, these 4 separate themselves. The 2, the 6, the 12, and the 5. They're the top 4. 7 out of 10 winners come from that group, Terry. 7 out of 10 winners might come from your group. And this is your best bet of the day.
It sure is. And it's I'm going to start out with my best bet, which is Good, Better, Best, which is the 2-horse. She has finished in the money in 8 out of her last 9 races, winning 5 of those starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 3 Strand of Gold, won 3 out of 7 starts at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Center Stage is the 5. My third choice won her last race at Gulfstream Park. She has a high percentage winning trainer. I like 10 Amazing Queen as my long shot. She finished 3rd versus Tupper in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to bet 20 to win on number 2, $5 exact key box 2 with the 3, 5, and 7. No, 3, 5, and 10. I'm sorry. And I need to change that. And then and then I'm going to play an $8 exacta 2 on top with the 3, 5, 7, 10, and 11.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with you, Private Ross. They want to buy Greenland, right? So they want to give us a taste of Greenland weather to make sure that we're certain about such acquisitions. All right. Go east, young man, not west anymore. I think the 3-horse Strand of Gold merits the top choice for me. The reason I say that, Terry, is the horse was better at the beginning, the middle, and the end of its last race with the top par plus score in there. Better fractions, too. And really, its resume says expect a better race in round 2 off the bench. If not good, better, best, will be good or better than that 3-horse. Won both of its races at a mile. Win and a close second in 2 races so far on the Gulfstream grass. Musical Romance, the 6-horse, just missed at this level in its last race. And another horse where her numbers should rise in round 2 off of the rest and relaxation. And then finally, Confer, the 1-horse, was a tough call for me over the 5 Center Stage, but the 5 has run the same race 3 races in a row, showed some in-race regression last time out, so I feel like that might be a triple top, whereas the 1-horse sees its performance on the rise. I'm going to do a $1 trifecta 236 over to 236 over to 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 to close out our business for this week. Again, I'm not quite sure if Tom and I will have a 4 on Friday tomorrow. We'll have more on that on our social sites a little bit later on. Here are our picks for the rest of the day at Gulfstream Park. In race number 1, Terry, I think the 11-horse run, right?
Yes.
In race number 2, the 7-horse run.
Yes.
So take Terry's 4th pick all the way down.
Yeah.
And take my 2nd pick all the way down and put those horses together, and you're likely to have the winner.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, indeed. That's the way it's played out so far. Any final thoughts for you for this week before we prepare for the frigid cold over here, at least next week?
Yeah, just everybody be safe during that cold weather, and hopefully they keep making some good accomplishments down south, getting rid of that fire, and I'm hoping the people down there gets lots of help from different places. It's been really terrible for them. And other than that, just have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I see you next week.
on Monday. Well, sometimes the weekend feels like tomorrow anyway. They go so fast. Yeah, for sure. Well, I know that they're going to go even faster for you now that you don't have the football games to watch like me, Terry. All right, folks. That's it for this week for Terry and I. No matter what you're doing, whether there's a 4 on Friday tomorrow or not, no matter what you're doing, we hope that you have God's grace, God's favor, and that every single one of your endeavors, your picks, and everything that you're trying to accomplish in your day ends up in our favorite place, and that can only be
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Have a blessed Thursday. We'll see you either tomorrow or Monday.